Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Augustus, and I'm back again with another episode of Tsukihime. When we last left off, there were no flags raised whatsoever, and, more importantly than that, we watched television with Best Girl. Now, let's get on with it. Awoo, awoo. I cannot do a wolf noise. I hear the wave-like sound of something's voice. Awoo. Something is howling. It's too sharp and high-pitched to be a stray dog. Awoo. It echoes in my eardrums. Is it howling at the moon? Awoo. Sorry, I cannot howl. I profusely apologize for that. This doesn't feel right. The beast howling is beginning to give me a headache. Awoo. Ooh, it doesn't stop. Awoo, awoo. Okay, let me just move on from that. Shut up already. I wake up. I can hear the sound of a dog barking outside the window. The clock indicates it is just past 11. This is more than just a neighborhood nuisance. Damn, I can't sleep like this. The dog's howling comes from somewhere near the mansion's fence. It doesn't seem like I can go back to sleep at this rate. Even Akiha and the others wouldn't be able to sleep with a racket like this. Since I'm the only man in the house, I guess I've got no choice but to go investigate. I think it's coming from the right side of the mansion. I open the curtains and check what's happening outside. And outside my room is a large tree. On one of the branches is perched a blue crow. In the dark night, I can see nothing but black, and yet it's quite clear to me that the crow is blue. I've never seen or even heard of a blue crow before. I think most crows, if you see them in person, kind of have a bit of a blue tint to their feathers, but I might be confusing them with like pigeons or something else because I don't know birds. It glares at me. It feels like the eyes of the crow are staring at me like soulless mechanical lenses. Quah! After a yawn-like cry, it noiselessly flies off. What was that? I can feel a faint chill on my back. The howling of the dogs grows louder. Awoo, awoo, awoo. We just cut with the howling shit. It's really starting to get on my nerves. Mine too. Not only is it noisy, but hearing it causes my heart to start pounding. I have an almost instinctual distaste for it. Shut up. I change out of my pajamas into my uniform and leave the room. Weird that he changes into a school uniform, but it's just me. That is very loud. Awoo. The howling echoes through the night. The sound is definitely coming from the right-hand side of the mansion. For some reason, my throat feels dry. The high walls stretch their way around the mansion. Clearing my throat, I head towards where the dogs must be gathered. I arrive at where the howling originates. Huh? Awoo. The howling doesn't stop, but there are no signs of any dogs. All there is a person. Under the light from the street lamp that carves apart the darkness stands a man in a dark coat. The howling is coming from right beside him. But there are no dogs to be seen anywhere. The man in the coat is pretty tall. He has a strongly built body and his back is facing me. My throat. So dry. Awoo. The voice of the dogs resounds in my ear. The night air coils itself around my skin. For no apparent reason, I have difficulty breathing and moving, as if I'm at the bottom of the sea. Quah! A cry overhead. With the loud flapping of its wings, the blue crow lands onto the man's shoulder. Then, suddenly, the crow vanishes. Can it be an illusion? It looked like the crow disappeared into his black coat. The man in the black coat turns around. Under the white streetlight, he is just like a shadow. A black lump. In the middle of that lump, only the weapon-like eyes shine out, burning with the fiery intelligence. I can't breathe. But fortunately, those eyes seem like they're not even looking at me. Not here after all. The man in the black coat leaves. When I can no longer see him, I am finally able to breathe properly again. I manage to take a few breaths. I realize the dog's howling has ceased. I return to my room. There is no sign of Akia or the others being awake. I guess I'm the only one who couldn't stand the dog's howling. What's happening? My head still hurts. Why am I trembling? Looking down, my fingers are trembling. My entire body is shaking and my back feels very cold. It's almost like, yes, it's like someone ripped out my spine and replaced it with ice. I feel dizzy. Is it just the usual anemia? I get the feeling of falling towards the floor. On the way, I see something unpleasant. Even though I'm wearing my glasses, I can still see the lines. I hadn't seen them at all for a long time. So my reaction is magnified. I feel sick. With the dizziness from my anemia, I feel like I'm about to throw up the contents of my stomach. What's going on? I don't understand. Only that as long as my eyes are open, scribbles fly everywhere across my vision. It's a bad dream. Somehow, I managed to collapse into the bed. Yes, I should sleep. That's the easiest way to deny what I'm seeing. My body doesn't move as I want it to. All I should do is lie here and fall fast asleep like a corpse. It's a weird comparison. But then again, I've heard people use sleep like a corpse quite a few times, so I guess it's not that weird. Here we are. Inversion Impulse 2. And day 2. Sensei told me my eyes could see the point where things could easily be broken. And if that thing were to be a person, then what I would see would be their vital spots. Like when lines which, if cut, could break something apart without any effort. With those lines, even things as hard as steel could easily be cut. In other words, everything in existence has its destiny of breaking internalized within it. This is something inescapable for anything with a physical form, Shiki. That's what Sensei had said. I was still a child back then. I remember finally understanding what she meant and getting scared. In other words, the world is full of cracks and it could collapse at any instant. If there are scribbles all over the ground, then there's a possibility that the earth would start breaking apart if I walk over it, which is a scary, scary, scary thought. When I realized what she meant, I thank Sensei from the bottom of my heart for the glasses she gave me. I couldn't have gone on living if I had continued to see the lines all the time. That's a very pointed statement, by the way. It's not foreshadowing, really, but it sort of foreshadows the way his powers work, which I find to be very interesting, and I hope that doesn't spoil anything. It shouldn't. That's not really spoilers, as most of what I know about his powers I found out not through reading this, but through reading stuff about the setting online and such. The points where things could easily be broken. There isn't a single advantage to being able to see them. That I do not agree with. There are many advantages, they just haven't come up yet, as we will see through this visual novel. Good morning. I hear an unfamiliar voice. It is morning. It is time for you to awaken, Shiki-sama. Stop calling me Shiki-sama already. I told you yesterday it sends chills down my back. I wake up. Hisui stands far from the bed like a statue. Where am I? Good morning, Shiki-sama. The girl in a maid uniform bows. Yes, I came home. Right. I push myself up, looking around the room. In that instant, I feel a sharp pain in my temples. Huh? Are you looking for your glasses? Hisui gently hands me my glasses. Phew. I let out a breath. Last night, before I went to sleep, I had the feeling I was seeing the lines even with my glasses on. Seems like it was just in my imagination. Maybe it's because I slept in an unfamiliar room, but my mind is hazy. Shiki-sama. Hisui calls out to me. Shaking my head, I shake away my sleepiness. Good morning, Hisui. Thanks for coming to wake me. There is no need to thank me. It is my duty to come and wake you up, Shiki-sama. Hisui gives a plain and completely expressionless response. Even in unfavorable light, I think Hisui's features are beautiful. It should be wonderful for such a girl to wake me up every morning, but as Hisui never smiles, I don't feel that happy about it. What a shame. If Hisui only had half of Kuaku's brightness, she would be really cute. Do you need something? Realizing I'm looking at her, Hisui stares straight back at me. No, nothing at all. Waking up with you there makes me feel like I'm really at the Tono mansion. Now then. Getting off the bed, I stretch out both arms. Suddenly, I realize I'm wearing pajamas. I'm sure that yesterday I thought I slept in my uniform last night. Yes. Since it is bad for your health to do so, Ne-san changed your clothes and put you to bed afterwards. That's kind of strange, but I don't know. I don't know how that's bad for your health either, other than just maybe uncomfortable while sleeping. I don't know. I've never had problems sleeping in clothing, whatever, like just normal everyday clothing. But, I'm weird. Hisui explains it as if it's something perfectly natural. I see. She changed my clothes. It's true that I could have caught a cold if I had just slept like that. Just the kind of attentive service you'd expect from a maid. Hey, wait a minute. What? I quickly check my pants and underwear. My pants are brand new pajama pants. Even my underwear is new. I want to say, what the hell did you do? But somehow, the words are stuck in my throat. I've got to calm down and think things over for now. Let's see. First of all, half the blame belongs to me. Not really. I'd say none of the blame belongs to you, honestly, but Again, I'm weird. And the one who changed me wasn't Hisui. It was her sister, Kohaku-san, who we watched TV with. It would be wrong to complain to Hisui. Hisui? Yes, what is it? You don't have to do anything uncalled for like this from now on. If you have to, please wake me up. I can change myself, so I'd like to do so. I'm more impressed by the fact that he was able to be changed completely without waking up from it. I wish I could sleep half that. No, I don't. But I wish I wasn't such a light sleeper. My face is a deep red as I say all of this. Hisui obediently nods in affirmation. Your uniform is folded and awaits you over there. Please come to the sitting room after you have changed. Damn it. How carefree could I be? It was careless of me to begin with when I fell asleep on the bed like that, but to not have woken up while I was being changed is over the top. Yeah, it's pretty impressive. Usually I would have sensed it, but maybe I was just really tired. Complaining to myself isn't going to change anything. Kohaku does that for us now. I can't just stand there talking to myself like an idiot. I'd better hurry up and change, then go have breakfast. My school uniform is neatly folded and my shirt is even ironed. Passing my wrist through the sleeves feels great. It's that fresh, brand new feeling. No, there's nothing wrong with being naked, is there? Yep. There was nothing wrong with it, but I couldn't help being embarrassed at the fact that I was being changed by the warmly smiling Kohaku-san. To top things off, the face in the mirror keeps smiling from time to time, despite being bright red. Are you really okay, Tonoshiki? I thought you were supposed to be uneasy about staying here, you amateur. Akiya and Kohaku are relaxing in the sitting room. Akiya is wearing the uniform of Asagami Ladies Academy, a famous school for young girls. They are drinking tea together gracefully as if breakfast ended a long time ago. I have another choice. We can greet Akiya, greet Kohaku, or greet both of them. I am going to take a drink, and then we will greet both of them. Good morning, you two. Good morning, Shiki-sama. Wearing a white apron that suits her, Kohaku-san replies with a smile that could not possibly be any larger. On the other hand, Akiya just casts a glance at me. Good morning. You certainly took your time this morning, Nissan. She certainly knows how to put a damper on things. Took my time? It's barely past 7. It only takes 30 minutes to get to school from here, so I'm actually up pretty early. So you're saying you're going to finish breakfast in just 10 minutes? You're not some starving dog, so if you're going to eat breakfast, I'd like it if you took your time. Akiya's words really do have thorns. I'm not a dog, Akiya. Then I remember. Speaking of dogs, there is what happened last night. Hey, about what happened last night, does that happen every night? What? Akiya tilts her head slightly in response to my question. It seems the point of my question has completely failed to reach her. I'm talking about what happened last night. That noisy woof, 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 woof racket. Even you wouldn't have been able to sleep with that going on, right? Nissan, what are you talking about? What? I'm talking about last night, of course. Around 11 at night, some stray dogs were barking their heads off. Akiya and Kohaku exchange looks, and then, together, they both look back at me. It seems they think I'm some kind of a nutcase, which is true. I can't just let this slip by. Fine, I'm not asking you anymore, Akiya. Kohaku-san, it was really noisy last night, wasn't it? Yeah, was it really? I did think the wind was quite strong, but the only unusual thing I found while looking around late at night was you, sleeping in your uniform on top of your bed. Ah, yes. I'll be more careful from now on. But what happened, Kohaku? Oh, nothing in particular. Shiki-san just has bad sleeping posture, that's all. Kohaku-san dodges Akia's question with a smile. Come to think of it, Kohaku-san is calling me Shiki-san now. It seems like Hisui passed on my message from last night. Are you sure neither of you noticed? Those dogs were barking for about 30 minutes straight last night. Woof, 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 woof. If that isn't noisy, I don't know what is. It really was a woof, woof panic, wasn't it? Somehow, I get the feeling Kohaku-san missed the point. I wonder if that's more of a pun in Japanese, because that doesn't really come across as super referencey to anything, or if it referencing something. I don't know. I'm curious about that. Well, that's basically how it was. I don't remember anything like that. You don't either, do you, Kohaku? No, I don't. Sorry, Shiki-san. There wasn't anything particularly like that last night that I can remember. Then it's decided. The only possibility left that I can think of is that Nissan had a dream about it. Well, now that she mentions it, maybe it was a dream, but... You must have had a nightmare because you aren't used to the mansion yet, Nissan. Oh, I know what. If that stray dog barks again tonight, perhaps we start leaving an extra vicious guard dog here. A malicious giggling comes out from Akiya. I am now out of time, so please excuse me, Nissan. Please do take care to not to get attacked by any dogs on your way to school. I forgot Akiya actually shows a bit of a sense of humor in this route. Akiya leaves the sitting room. Kohaku-san leaves to escort her to the doorway. Now seems like a good time to come to a conclusion. Given what happened from last night up until now, it's a no-brainer to work out that, for some reason, Akiya really hates me. And I have figured out that it is time to end the episode. Will we finally meet our conquest, if you would like to call her that, for this route next time? I believe we might. I think we're getting pretty close. Find out the answer to that and more next time in Tsukihime.